Hey guys, so I have been thinking about making a walkthrough video for OUTLAST 2, and you know what? I'm just gonna sit down for it for the 2 hours and guide you guys through probably one of the most annoying games of all time. It's good, don't get me wrong, but playing it on insane, it's something else. So let me get the first things out first. Before you even try an insane run, practice it on nightmare difficulty and also try to get used to the environment in the dark. Reason being, if you're trying an insane run, you might as well just do the one battery challenge. Reason being, just you don't want to do it twice, trust me. I've made that mistake, so. But yeah, I will be guiding you guys through every single part of this game. The cutscenes are cut out of this video because it would be way too long. But still, I'm gonna guide you guys through it. So, I might take a breath sometimes because, well, I can't talk for like 30 minutes straight. So, the beginning of this game, I would say the first 15 minutes are exceptionally boring in my opinion. You can't really die here unless you really try. So basically we're just going down here and yeah. It took me 2 years to beat this thing, but I thought to myself, why not make a walkthrough video for you guys and show my strategies, because I have some different strats for OUTLAST 2. So first off, what you want to do, you want to pick up that bandage. And now, be careful with walking here. I always like if you pull up your gamma fully, you can see a little blue fog to the left. I always like to focus on that so I don't walk into the hole, I would say. And for parts like this, just look up into the sky and just follow the outline and you will get through. But yeah, one sec. Jesus Christ, I'm not used to this type of content. Yeah, so there is a different mechanic in OUTLAST 2 than in OUTLAST 1. You can't run forever anymore, which sucks because it's annoying. Guys, make sure you let that guy walk away, because if you run up to him, he will kill you in one hit. But yeah, we're just gonna go through the window here, and most of this part is really boring, and we're gonna do this on one battery, so it's gonna be dark. Now here, nothing can kill you. Don't use the battery. Just don't use it. Just deal with the dark. You can turn up your brightness from your TV and turn up the gamma of the game fully. It will help you, but there are some parts in this game that are just complete pitch black. So just deal with it. Here I'm out of stamina, so I just need to walk. And I think that's one of the biggest turnaways of this game, in my opinion, for speedrunning. Just a stamina mechanic. But there are going to be cases where I'm going to be charging up my stamina and then just book it. For example, this part. This part right here, just walk up to it, because Marta is here and you can't just run past her because she will one hit you insane. So what I like to do, I like to walk up to her, not not run into her. I'd like to wait until she walks there, and then I'm just gonna loop her. Now sometimes she despawns here for some reason and you can just stop the loop, but I wouldn't do that because that's kind of random. But yeah, almost all of this game in the beginning is very boring. Like the main cutscenes are cut out of this speedrun, so don't worry, I'm not gonna make you guys suffer through the beginning like I had to do like over a billion times. Like, it took me almost 2 years to beat this. And there is a part at the ending of the game, at the mines, where the game can crash if you don't do exactly what I do. So when we get there, I will show you, I will talk about it. Alright, but here's the first tricky part. You jump through the window, immediately go through the door, and just sprint. Just sprint your ass off. Watch out for this guy to the left, walk around him, and you're safe. Now, that part gets really consistent. I see a lot of people on YouTube who are struggling with it. I don't understand why. It's pretty easy. So, yeah. Most of this game is very boring in the beginning, but there are a lot of hard parts in this game. Even though it got nerfed, there are still some really hard parts, and I still think it still needs a rebalancing update because some parts are completely unfair to put at the halfway mark. Like the part with Nick and Laird is just, oh, it's not fun. But yeah, just grab the key and just go to the door. And I'm not going to be picking up any batteries in this run. Just don't do that, because when your battery gets empty, if you have a battery to reload, it will show you the button and you will press it. And if you don't have a battery, it doesn't show up. So I just never pick up batteries in this whole playthrough. Alright, now we're gonna get a cutscene that I cut it out, I believe. I hope I did. By the way, in this cutscene, the game turns on your night vision. Turn it off.
Oh God, Blake.
You don't need it. I still don't understand why that's in the game, but
We have to run.
it's really dumb. So don't use it. So basically, we're not going to be using the camera for the first two chapters, pretty much. Like, you won't see me picking up my camera a single time throughout this playthrough until we get to the mines. So this part, I just hide behind a rock until I see the first pixel of light at the, I don't know how to call that thing. It's like that little wooden thing above the water. Yeah, there it is. I see it, and you see him walking there. He's not gonna see you. If you think he will see you, just wait longer until you see the flashlight on the wall. Just go through the doors. There's no one there. And this part is really important to learn. It will save time. So just keep sprinting forward, and you can use the light from the cutscene, and you will find the door. I did that really fast, but you can get used to that very quickly. It's not that big of a deal. And yeah, I still don't understand why the cutscenes aren't skippable in this game, though. It makes it so annoying, especially if you have to do it over and over and over again. Makes it unbelievably frustrating to do. But yeah, here, dark, don't use your camera. It's not worth it. You need every single bar that you can spare for the mines. Because Nick and Laird will take a quarter of your battery. I don't know if it's scripted, but in my playthroughs it always seems kind of random. They or took a few bars or just a whole quarter of the battery or more. So I don't know if it's random or not, but to be honest, I don't really care.
No.
But yeah, this is the last big cutscene, and then the game actually begins for me.
Come on.
And just having to go through all the cutscenes, because
My name's Zeke.
the amount of cutscenes that I've cut out of this video is actually stupid. Like, the amount of time that it all counted up together was like 30 minutes of cutscenes. Yeah, that's how many there are. And now you can understand why I quit the game a year ago and came back to it. But yeah, just follow this good man and just have a talk with him. I cut it out the biggest part of the cutscene. I didn't cut out this because it would look weird. But I think I did a good job at the cuts. And also, I'm gonna be making the volume of the audio of the game very low because it messed up a bit. I tried to fix it. It's not easy to fix. especially for a video of two hours.
I'll give her a chance to run.
But yeah, let me just go over the hardest parts of the game. Basically, in the first chapter, for me, the biggest decider in the first chapter is the part with where you have to push the cart with Marta. I did end up finding a consistent strategy for it that's consistent if you do it good. And after that you have chapter 2, and actually the funny thing is I find the hardest part about chapter 2 just the part where Nick and Laird are shooting at you. It always felt kind of random, but and then for the mines, funnily enough, I don't think the library is the hardest part. Sure, if you try to do it with one battery, it's really stressful. But no, I think the hardest part about the mines is the parts where you get chased by Val, because she can one hit you. Make sure you grab the bandage there. Oh yeah, however, if you become bleeding in this game, just if you can, just use the bandage immediately, because when you're bleeding, you're slower, enemies will catch up to you, you'll die. So never hesitate to heal unless you just can't. You will see in the entrance to the mines, you will see me having a close call with the heretics. I get hit once and I just heal myself immediately. But yeah, Marta did something not so nice to Ethan here. Poor Ethan. We don't have time to look at him. We need to beat the game. Now, I want to say this right now. Make sure you practice every single part of this game on nightmare difficulty. It's basically the same. The enemies are almost the same. I don't know exactly. But just make sure you practice every single part. And this is one of the parts where I have a little bit of setup. Not yet. I will talk about that later when we get to it. But yeah. So you see I'm exhausted here. Just walk. Just recharge it. And once the bird flies out of the barn thing, I don't know how to call it, there, you just want to keep walking. You need to sprint a lot here. Once you hear a sound, you will recognize it. What I mean, you want to go sprinting and go through the hole immediately. You cannot be later on it, because then the enemy will already walk to the gate, and that's not good. So here I messed it up a little bit, so you will see the result of that. I didn't die because I was prepared for it, but that guy should be frozen in the cornfield if you do it fast enough. But I messed it up and that guy went walk. You can still get around it, don't worry, but be prepared for that if you mess it up. And here it's very simple, just hide under the barn and just wait until they're gone. They will leave eventually, so I don't have much to say for this part. So I'm gonna get a drink real quick. But yeah, guys, just let me know in the comments what you think of this walkthrough. It's my first time ever attempting to do a full voiceover for 2 hours straight, and it will not be perfect, not at all. But you see that guy walking out of the door? That's one of the things that he can do. Make sure that the second guy in here is gone. If you don't see him, you're good to go. Now push this cart as fast as you can, because they will come back. They hear you. So just go up the ladder and just do your thing. Now, make sure you just take your time on this. Nothing can kill you, and if you fall, you get to do it again. So just take your time with the parts. That's basically what I do with dark parts if I don't get chased. I just take my time. And if you know the setups for dark sections, just crank up your volume and listen to the footsteps of of Blake. If you know what every single sound cue means, then you can just navigate just based on the audio. There's actually a perfect example of this right here with this cave system. Normally, if you don't know it, it's pretty difficult to get through without the camera. For me, it's fairly easy. I found if you practice this, you will know if you slide inside the cave for the first time, you will always be straight facing the hole where you need to go. So just walk straight, just pay attention to the footsteps. And then you need to crank up your volume and just listen to the footsteps and crawl through the hole. If you hear footsteps, that's a good sign. If you don't, you're stuck, but just take your time. I got stuck here once in this run, and I just didn't use the night vision. It's completely dark, I know. I don't care. You just don't use it. I just don't use it, I just keep trying, and I eventually come out. There we go. And for the record, please don't mess up this jump. I've done it twice. This jump fucking sucks. And, yeah, most of the game is pretty boring in the beginning, so if I go silent sometimes in this walkthrough, I don't have much to say about this section. It's very straightforward and easy. Same thing here, just practice and memorize where to go. I got a little stuck here. And by the way, if you look up, you can see eventually the sky, which is a good indicator of where you go.
That has to be the chapel.
And most of the walkthroughs I see on YouTube are or from the post-patch update or different update, and some things are a little bit different. And some of the strategies just straight up are very RNG based, and I don't like those. Like the strategy of PS4 trophies. It is good on the pre-patch version, yeah. But on the latest version right now, some of his strategies just straight up don't work. You will get killed. So I'm just gonna go over those sections that he showed on his version at the time he was playing it. And yeah, I will show you my strategy and tell you how I do it. But here we have the first kind of difficult part with Marta.
It's up there, isn't it?
So most of the time, pretty much in all situations, we're just gonna be ringing around the rosy with Marta. Don't walk into that woman, by the way, there. She will one-hit you, so don't do that. Now here you need to be sprinting immediately, because there are guys there. Here, same thing, just go immediately to the right because there's a guy in that door. Now here, I just crawl and watch the guy coming down, because for some reason he always goes to the right from my perspective. And with the one battery, it's much harder to just not use it here, because you need to know where he's going. And if he sees you, it becomes much harder here. Alright. So now we're just gonna turn on the generator. And
That's gotta be it.
like I said here, take your time. There's nothing to worry about. Not at all. Make sure that lady walks away. So what I do here, I don't even go down the second stairs. I actually just jump off. So what I mean with that, I'm just waiting till I hear her praying, the praying thing. And I just go towards this right corner here, and I just jump off. You just barely don't become in the bleeding state if you do, but it's much easier. Alright, here's the first big section. Make sure your stamina is fully charged. Here. If it isn't, and you're just the tiniest little bit slow, she will catch you, she'll kill you. So you see the light right there? That's her trigger zone of, that's the load zone for her to spawn. You see, I walked into it, she's there. Now wait a second, and let her walk to you for a tiny bit, and make sure she goes there. You'll see there, right there. I wanted to make sure, because sometimes she cuts me off. And this is actually the sprint that I'm always most worried about, especially in the dark. Like I said, don't use the camera. Not a single time, just don't use it. Because you will need every single bar at the ending. Alright, so now we're gonna have some fun with the octopus. And get dragged into the water pit. Alright, right here I'm gonna walk you through what the path is here. Go forward and right. If you made the first turn, you wanna just hold your joystick to the left and forward the whole time until you drop out of the thing. That's it. No need to use the camera. Never. Just don't use it. You see? No camera uses at all. Here I have a nice little setup. You just walk forward and just walk to the side without moving your head. If you move your head, it becomes harder to find the thing. And like this, you can just see it. You see? Right there. Like I said, nothing is after you here. Don't use the camera. Here, the game automatically turns on my night vision. I didn't like that. Turn it off immediately. Now here, you just want to wait to hear the door sound and just go after Jessica. And now here comes one of the easiest chase scenes ever, in my opinion, but still one of the most intense ones. I really like this part of the first chapter. One of my favorite parts of the entire game. But basically, this part is just really just all about practice. Nothing special at all, it's just practice. So make sure you know the path, and don't go through that door. It will stop you. He'll kill you. Again, that guy. Almost all the enemies in this game will 1-hit you. It really depends on how lucky you are. And here, if you practice this enough, you can do this whole section without the camera. It's really easy when you learn it. Might not seem like it, but it's very easy. And you can use his flashlight for light, so no worries for the dark at all. Alright, here we're gonna get a little bit of a break from the chase scene. But we're not done yet. Not at all. We're gonna hide under this bed. Now, make sure when this guy walks out, make sure he completely walks away. Because I see a lot of people just gun it. Don't do that. You will get into the situation of that guy seeing you sometimes. And then have the second guy down there, and your chance of survival are very low because both of them will hit you and you will just die. So, don't do that. And here, just in the dark, pay attention to the light and just go under the bed. And that guy will just come out and just walk up the stairs. Sometimes he leaves the door open, sometimes he closes it. It's very random. Basically a 50-50. Alright, you need to close this door, lock it. Now I'm gonna push this bookshelf. The moment I hear them bust through the door, I wait to see the flashlight. Not there, but you always want to wait just a second, and then you're good. Now here, yet again, nothing is chasing you. You're safe. Don't use the camera in a moment. Don't use it. It's not worth it. Just practice it. Just memorize it where to go.
What the fuck is this? Ah,
And,
shit.
Yeah. Basically, the first chapter is very boring, apart from like 2 parts. Like I said, this game is just... It's an amazing game, but not for a speedrun challenge and a perm death challenge. But one of my favorite parts in the entire game is coming up now. Now, make sure you recharge your stamina fully, and make sure you find the door first. Because once you open the door, there's no way back. The enemies will spawn. You can't go back. So make sure you recharge the thing fully, and then just gun it. Just memorize this yet again. No, don't use your battery at all. And this part, depending how fast you are, and you have a lot of room for error here. It is not as strict as people say. Just go under the house here and just keep your joystick forward, and you should be good. Don't use your camera here. You don't need it. The game will auto you a bit. The game will correct you where to go. So it's not necessary. But this is just my favorite part of the game, I think. Nah, maybe the library is better, but just quiet intensity, it is really good. Now just always move a bit forward here, by the way. It will always just auto push you into the crawling state. Yeah, just keep crawling. Don't use the camera here. This takes a little bit of learning where to go. Then yet again, just learn it. Now one of the hardest parts of the entire game is coming up. It's one of your major choke points where you're gonna get basically every single attempt. And I'm gonna guide you through this because dying here is exceptionally frustrating. Especially if you have to watch almost 15 minutes of cutscene every time. So here you have to push the cart. Martha is not here yet. At the second one she is. But this is one of the most RNG based parts in the entire game. But I have a strategy for it that kind of eliminates the RNG. Because I abuse the teleportation of Martha. Basically, once she loses you, or you loses her, she will teleport to the right side of the gate, and she will bust through it no matter what, if you come close to it. So basically, she's gonna spawn in. I'm gonna slide into the gap in the gate. Now make sure once you're in there, just wait like 4 to 5 seconds, and you're good. If you go earlier, she will see you from the corner, and she will come flying at you. Now here she's gonna teleport to the gate right there. You see? She busts through it. I'm gonna go back to the hole. I'm just gonna bait her into going there again. Make sure she go there, because I've died once because of my impatience, and she will go back there. Now make sure she go there, and now you're gonna go out of her view. Now, if she doesn't see you anymore here, she has an option to go straight ahead from you, or there. Most of the time she just goes to the left. And sometimes you can push the cart all the way to the gate. Most of the time you can't. And in this run I couldn't. Now I'm gonna go for standing for the cart. She will come there, and I will lure her around it. And I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna slide into the gate. Make sure she has seen you on the other side of the gate. Because sometimes she will come back again and just grab you. Now basically just repeat the same thing. You can repeat it multiple times, but just 2 to 3 times is enough. And now do the same thing, get out of her view, and she will go patrol some other part of the map. And you'll be good. See, she goes away, and now you can push the cart all the way to the gate. And, this strategy is, it has never failed me. Never once. So this is one of the parts, just practice it like a lot. You need to practice it so much. But it is, I would say it becomes one of the easier parts if you use this strategy, because this strategy makes it a lot less luck based. Because the strategy of PS4 trophies, it's a good strat, but it's incredibly stressful because first off, if you do it, you don't have stamina anymore. Second off, you are relying on her pathing, and her pathing is random. So it's a good strategy if you like randomness, but I don't like randomness, and I want to find a consistent strategy, and there are two. Mine, or just use the bug, but the bug is incredibly difficult to pull off. And I have nothing to say in this cutscene. I did cut it out, don't worry about that, but it just takes a while.
Where the fuck are the mice?
Alright, once you get out of the chapel, you have time. Actually in the pre-patch version of this game, you were being chased here, and you had like 1 frame to get through this door. Like for real, it was that tight of a timing. And I am very glad they removed those enemies in the update. There's nothing that can get you here. I still do it in the pre-patch version way because I'm just used to it after 2 years. Because, yeah. Make sure you don't mess up that jump. And here, this is the second cornfield. I would say this is one of the easier ones if you just do it correctly. So basically here I'm gonna charge up my stamina all the way. Now there are gonna be a bunch of guys here. If you just follow my steps, just hugging the left, and apparently I paused the game here. Why? Didn't cut that out of the video. Damn it. Okay. Basically, once you open that door, they will see you. But in the cornfields, they will just start yelling, but they won't see you. So keep running until you feel your controller vibrate. That will indicate you are running out of breath. Once that happens, you are gonna start walking. You will see the flashlight. They don't see you, funnily enough. Once you get out of the cornfield, just run up to the door. I always lock it, just for the sake of it, because why not, right? It's kind of important, because if you don't lock it, sometimes they just come here and just path this way sometimes. So always just lock the door just for safety's sake. Now here, this part is a bit dark. I know. Don't use the camera. Instead, look up into the sky and see the outline of the railing of the stairs. And here, just mash the crap out of your X button on your controller.
That should do the trick.
After this, we're gonna get to the next Marta part, and it's really easy if you know what you're doing. You're being chased here, but because you locked the door, they first had to bust through, so you have an insane amount of time here. But yeah, now we're getting into the third Marta section in this chapter, and the last one. So crank up your volume and walk backwards to where she spawns. If you hear her praying start, like right here, you are gonna sprint immediately to the grass. Now, in the pre-patch version of this game, you were able to hide in the corner of that building there. If you do that in this update of the game, she will see you, she'll kill you. So just wait her out and just juke her when she walks past you. And even if she starts chasing you here, from this point, you still have enough stamina to reach the gap in the gate. But here she doesn't see me, she just walks along. Now don't press the B button and sprint, just sprint. You will stand up immediately. Just keep running. She'll see you here, doesn't matter, just keep running to the gate. And once you get through here, you're safe. Now we're gonna be grabbing the hook. Kind of a disgusting part here, but this whole game is kind of disturbing, so what do you expect? I'm not even gonna warn you guys, because the thumbnail with the name of OUTLAST II should say enough. If you can't handle blood, you're in the wrong place, my friend. And also, if you have never played the game or know any of the lore, you're also in the wrong place, because if you play it so many times on Insane, it is not scary anymore. So now we're gonna head back to the barn. So we're gonna run back to the barn. Now Marta will be around the corner there, not here. And make sure, this is very important by the way, make sure your stamina is fully up. Just walk to the corner there, to the left. And she will be trying to bust through the door. Like right here, you start sprinting. You will see her try to bust through the door there. Keep running. Go through that little door. And the moment you place the hook there, immediately turn around and spam your X button. Just spam it. Because if you're a little bit late, you will die here. Alright, she'll grab you. Nothing you can do about it. She will eat your shoe. But she deserves that. Alright. That is chapter 1. Almost. There's first a school section. Actually, it's one of the school bits are my favorite parts of the game. I like them. A lot of people don't really like it. I really like those bits. So here, it's gonna get dark again. What I do here, I just hug the left wall. You will see the X button pop up. Not that one. The second time you see it, just press it. And you will be in the correct room. Now pick up the transparency, put it down, and then walk back through the door and go to the other door. It's gonna be a classroom all the way at the ending. Don't worry, you will hear some noise. Don't worry about it, it's nothing. But yeah, basically there's one part where this is the first time I'm gonna flash my night vision for a moment. Not here yet, but later. Because we gotta spawn the demon. We gotta trigger a jump scare. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run back and forth 3 times, and the 3rd time I get to the exit sign, I'm gonna flash my night vision for a moment. And that will trigger the jump scare. You have to use your night vision here. You can't get around it. You need it. And I found that really annoying, but hey, whatever. So this is the 2nd time. Now we're running back for the final time. Now I'm gonna take out my camera. Right here. I'm gonna take it out. Because I need it. I'm getting ready for it. Flash it. Turn it off immediately once you see him. That's it. I just used it for like even less than a second. And the rest of this is kind of boring actually, there's nothing. But we are on to chapter 2 of this game. And even though it is rebalanced and got nerfed really heavily, I still think it's one of the hardest chapters of the entire game. Reason? Just Nick and Laird with the bow. That's literally the only reason why I think this is hard. And here we have the bridge. Just take your time. I'm sprinting here because I know it, but just take your time balancing on the bridge right there. And it is not that scary. First time, it still freaks me out sometimes. And there's a battery to the right here, behind the rock. Again, I'm not picking up any batteries
It's
whatsoever.
not that far. This isn't
Not
so
using them. And I'm running here. It's a bit ballsy to do, but hey, who cares? And
What in...
yeah, there is pretty much nothing in the first 10 minutes of this chapter that can kill you, pretty much, unless you're stupid. But you're gonna fall down here. Even though I think chapter 2 is the hardest part of the game, I still think it's one of the better chapters of the entire game. I will say though, if I had to rank the 3 main chapters of the game, actually there are 4. But the third one is just so boring I don't even include it in the game. Maybe I will cut it out, but maybe. But I'm gonna have to go over that, so I won't. Basically, in terms of ranking, I would put the mines on the top. I like the mines the most. They're good. And in terms of the second place, I would say chapter 2. So this chapter, and then third place, the first beginning of the game. And last place, Boat Simulator, the chapter. I just don't know. I just never really enjoyed the boat section of the game. It's very annoying. It's boring. It's dumb, and it drags on for way too long. So here they will turn on your camera again. Again, turn it off. You don't need it. You can't use it, because you will need it for the mines. And I should probably crawl here. Yeah, I still think chapter 2 is one of the hardest parts. Just because the fact, like, Laird has aimbot. He literally has aimbot. Like, no matter how fast you are, he will always hit you on one specific part. Nothing you can do about it. So you can't run there anymore, unlike in the update where PS4 Trophies did it. He kept running there. And if you do that now, you're gonna get killed no matter what. Sometimes you get lucky, but then yet again, we are using strategies that don't revolve around being lucky. So here, look up in the sky again, because it's dark. It's very dark. Look up in the sky. And here, just crawling, you will see the fire. Now here is the first part where I would say it gets hard. Especially without your camera. Because this chapter, it's dark. It's very dark. So, there are basically 3 ways of doing this. First off, just take the hit and just run and hope he doesn't catch you, which is harder. Or letting yourself get grabbed by the guy in the tent and hope you mash the correct button. And that will cancel his attack. Or you can do what I do and just loop him around the tree. Because you'll see him right there. I'm just gonna run around this tree. You'll see his outline in the light of the fire. And now just book it to the ledge. Make sure you don't stop here, by the way, because you're being chased. Then now we're gonna get into the first part, what I consider a run killer. This part is really dumb. I don't like it. This part is very stupid. It is very scary. Because this is a main run killer for me. Yeah, just run up to him. Make sure he spawns. And the moment you see his flashlight, just go back and just hide around this tree. Most people don't do this. I don't understand why. It's more consistent than going in the tent, because for some reason, he always knows where you are. So just hide around this tree, and when he shoots his arrow, make sure he shoots it when you see it, and then just book it. Like here, I wait one more time, and I just book it. I just keep running. If you don't wait until you heard the noise from the shot, you'll actually wait with shooting and just turn around and he will shoot you. So be careful with that. Now we're gonna get into the easy part of the school, because we're gonna meet the demon here. Basically, we're just gonna keep running in this one because there's nothing here. And here, actually, your game can crash on the Xbox. If you run too quickly here and move too much, it can crash. You'll see it's very buggy and glitchy. That's not from the recording, that's actually the game itself. I don't know why, but just only walk and don't move too much and it will be fine. Now here, just keep running. There's no one here. In the next one, there will be. But still one of the easy parts. And I cut out this cutscene here, because first of all, it's kind of gross. It's really good, but it's just too gross for in the video. So now we are going into what used to be one of the hardest parts of the game. Now it's nerfed. It is really easy. It used to be 10 times harder, because there used to be 2 guys here that were patrolling this place. Now there's no one. So we need bandages. This part is very easy if you just keep crawling. Or crawling, just duck. Just hide a bit. Because if you stand up next to the campfire, the guy that will stand up, he'll kill you. So you see me duck here already. So basically I'm not gonna stand up until I bandaged myself. So there's a tent there to our left, and there's a guy sleeping right there. If you stand up and you're next to the guy, he will also stand up and he will kill you immediately. So take your time here. Nothing is gonna get you if you're just taking your time. So we're gonna heal ourselves with 2 layers of bandage. It's probably good enough for 2 holes in your hand. Damn. I wasn't planning on making this walkthrough, but considering it's one of my hardest achievements ever, I will, because there are not many up-to-date walkthroughs, and the walkthroughs that are up-to-date, they're just painfully risky. Like, just the strategies you see in there, they are just really risky. Like, I've tested them out, they don't work every time. So basically, this whole section is pretty boring in my opinion. Like, it's really boring. This part's kind of tricky if you don't know it, but basically what I do, I just intentionally let myself get spotted by him, and he'll run up to you, and don't get stuck on that log like I did. Basically, just run down here, just climb up. And in the pre-patch version, this part used to be way harder. If you were going down here, Nick and Laird would be here immediately. And you would have to wait, and you will have to sneakily walk up the log here. In the nerf version, they are not even here. If you would run here, at the pre-patch version, you will die immediately. Now here, we are just gonna hide underwater like a scaredy cat. And, can I mention, by the way, like, Like, how this guy can't run for his life, yet he can stay under the water for more than, like, almost more than 30 seconds? Like, can you explain that to me? Like, what the hell? Just, you have 2 sets of bubbles. After the second set, you need to get out because you only have like a couple seconds until you start taking damage. And taking damage in this game is really bad. So, don't do that. And he will be gone. Now you're gonna grab your camcorder. And you will notice that those 2 bastards took a quarter of your battery.
How many corpses did you pick?
There's nothing you can do about it. But, hey. That's just a game for you. That's why you can't use any of the battery in the first chapter. Because you need it. Because they are gonna take a quarter of it. Now here the demon is gonna be here. What I do? I walk backwards in here to just not use the camera. It is riskier, but if you practice this enough, you will know how to do it. It's not too bad. Anyway, just keep running. And once you get here at the locker, he will stop following you. See? He's gone. And now we're just gonna take a sprint back to the phone. Pick up the phone, get some kissing practice with the phone. And then we are going to be violently shot at.
Hello? Hello? Oh, thank God you're alive. I need you.
Yeah,
to stay calm.
this part's weird.
We're going to get you out.
It's still very
I want you
uneasy to
find a
watch
place
it. I don't know
hide,
why. It's
someplace
just weird.
safe where you can remember the taste of her kiss when
Like
you felt her
the whole
skin
lore of
breathe.
this game is just messed up. I like it, but it's just weird and messed up, and it's supposed to be. But that doesn't change the fact that it's very disturbing sometimes. So open the door. The moment you open the door and run out, the demon is gonna be to your right. And I got caught up a little bit here. I had to use the battery. Because if I didn't, I would have died. Because that guy is like a centimeter off your ass. So, if you absolutely need it, just use it. If you have no choice. But, and here, I just run to the door. He is not gonna hit you. Like, most people just run to the house and just lock the doors. I don't like doing that. I just like waiting them out because, to be honest, this part of the map is so big that you can just predict where they're going if you just take it easy. But make sure you keep crawling here. Just always. Because for some reason they are better at spotting you if you just stand up. I don't know why, and I don't like that. But yeah. And sometimes they will be right where you need to go. But in this case, they weren't. I think, if I remember it correctly. Like, I was like doubting myself a bit if I just should book it, but I didn't know where they were. To be exactly. And the problem is, if they spot you at that corner, you're just screwed because you will take too much. Yeah, you see? They're right there. And by the way, the microphone doesn't drain your battery anymore in this game. It used to do that, not as fast as your night vision, but it used to drain it. Which I like. I like the fact that it's not draining again anymore. Because it made it a lot harder with it draining. So now they walked away. Keep crawling here, because if you stand up, they will see you easier. Now you just pray they don't see you and just go here. Most of the time you're just good. They will shoot an arrow anyway. That's scripted to just scare your pants off. But this is actually the hardest part for me, and this is also the part what I do differently than in the walkthrough of PS4 trophies. Because this, for some reason, doesn't work anymore if you keep running here. You need to keep running here, because otherwise it will shoot you on this log for some reason. which is a bit unfair, I would say. But here, if you keep running here, they will shoot you. So just bait them into shooting there. Once you hear them shoot, just book it. And now here you should just keep running. Make sure you don't get caught up to anything. If you do, you're screwed. So don't do that. You can get hit by that cactus, but doesn't really matter too much. And from here, you're good. This is the easier part. Make sure that guy doesn't kill you. Like I almost died to him because I'm an idiot. But keep running here. Sometimes you'll become bleeding. Doesn't matter if you're bleeding here. Just keep running. Because you're being chased. Now just slide into the wires and you'll be fine.
We have you. It's okay. We have you. The gospel isn't done yet.
We're gonna get buried alive here. So.
Complete your gospel.
So, yeah, we're gonna get buried alive here. Now, after this part, we're gonna have a giant field with a lot of ankle biters. You can get grabbed by them once, and after that, if they grab you again somehow, you'll die. But now I have time to talk about something else. I just want to give a shout out to Shooter. He will be linked into the description and the cards. And also, if you're watching this, like and subscribe, please. I like to think I deserve it after 2 years of battling with this game. So you don't have to, but please just like and subscribe. Like, why wouldn't you do it? So anyway, we're gonna get out of this very mediocre coffin. Once you get out, it's surprisingly bright in this part. And then yet again, don't use the battery. We're not using it. Don't use it. It's not necessary. You see, you go to the brightest part. And basically, you just keep running and keep an eye out for the guys here, because there are some guys in the grass here. You can see them. Like right there, there's one. And there's one. And there. There are basically 3 of them. And make sure you get through that hole. I didn't get through it once, and I died there. So that sucks. Basically, we're gonna get into the final hard part of chapter 2, pretty much. And I will say though, this game is very flukeable once you learned it. Like, surprisingly, the mines are not the hard part for me. Sure, it's stressful because at the ending of the game, but it's not the hardest part. This is the main decider of the run for me. And make sure you make this jump. It would really suck if you just don't make it. Now here, this is one of the harder parts. And it's a little RNG based. And I still don't have a fully good strategy, but the thing that I use, I just sprint here to the place where I need to go. There's gonna be a guy to the left of you. If you're fast enough, he's not gonna bother you. Sometimes he does, and once he does, you have to improvise a little bit, because it's somewhat random if there's gonna be a guy there. Even though he comes after you here, you can just jump down this cliff and you should be fine. Which is what I did. I jumped down here. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, sorry, that was a different run.
Thanks.
Anyway, you're gonna grab this rope from this guy. And Nick and Laird are gonna be here. Now just take a right and then a left. Just keep running to the side of the map pretty much. And if you become bleeding here somehow, it's over. You need to heal somehow. You want to have a chance at survival, but if you're bleeding here, you'll be too slow, and Nick and Laird will shoot you. But once you get here, you should be good. There's nothing much to say about this part. Pretty boring, but the parts after this are more boring, so who cares about that? Like the part with the raft is probably my least favorite part when it comes to this game. It just takes way too long for its own good, you know. Then they are gonna drop down, which is just the best scene ever. Because I hate this motherfucker so much. Like they suck. I hate them. And there's a recording right there, by the way, if you are going for the documents and recordings. I ain't doing that. So. The next part in the school is somewhat difficult if you don't know what you're doing. But basically, you're just gonna be doing a bunch of running. And you see, I have enough battery for the next chapter. Because at the raft chapter, I'm just not gonna use it anyways. I don't use it the entire game almost until we get to the mines. Because ideally you want to have like half a battery for the library or more. And here, don't use the battery. Just memorize where the door is. Don't use it. Now, once you're gonna walk down here, the demon is gonna be here. See the blood? The demon is here. I always wait a minute there. Because it doesn't matter, I'm pretty sure, but just jump down here. The demon will teleport to the exit there. So jump down, then you can go to this door. You can just run into it, it will open. Because one of those doors that you can just bust through. Now, once you get down here, we're gonna use our camera. Because finding this ladder in the dark is really hard. I still don't use it too much though. Because I can still see. But I just use it a tiny little bit right here. For the ladder. I just have trouble finding it sometimes. Now here, in this part of the game, in the pre-patch version, you couldn't use the microphone at this part because it drained battery. Now that is changed and it doesn't use it anymore, this part is much easier to do. And I don't really have anything to say about this part, really. Like, this whole next chapter is just very boring. Like, it's just kind of boring. And by the way, don't use your night vision here, just only the microphone, because it's pretty much useless to use your night vision here.
Jessica, can you hear me?
Friendship on presence bright.
So.
I need not fear. Thou near. Thou art my savior, kind and dear.
The only thing that you need to do here is just keep your eyes at that microphone and just keep going the way it is pointing to. It's a little difficult to get around that, to wrap your head around it, but it's not too bad. It's pretty easy for me now. You see, I still have like almost 3/4 of battery left. That is perfect. Because I'm using up this whole battery at the ending of the game. Completely. And you will see, I used it actually too much, and you will see why that's a problem at the ending. And now here you need to turn around. I have no idea why they put you there backwards. But they do, so it's kind of weird. You can jump down there, by the way. I didn't want to do it. Because it's just, I don't know, I didn't feel like risking a run again. Because this game is very annoying to grind, I will tell you that much. It's not a fun game. to do on insane difficulty.
I'm not putting a fucking toe in that water.
So just go to your right immediately and then go to the last house and just go through the window. That's it. And then go up here. Actually, I want to ask you guys something, if you are still watching. Do you like my videos with a voiceover over it? Or do you prefer just showcase videos? Because I am not sure what you guys like. Because I'm not the best at doing voiceovers. I just really wanted to make a walkthrough video for this game. Because why not, right? It's also just for me a little bit of satisfaction for me, because when I had bought this game, I really wanted to make a walkthrough video on insane difficulty for this game, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't beat the game back then because I suck. So after a year of trying, I basically just rage quit because I got to the halfway point and I died. And after a couple of months, I saw videos on YouTube again, and I thought to myself, you know what? Why not try it again? But yeah, this part is exceptionally boring, and actually, if you're not careful, you can soft lock yourself here. Not per se on the lake per se, but more at the rocks. And you don't want to do that. It's not funny. I have nothing much to say about this part, really. It's just kind of boring. And, yeah.
These are signs. The apocalypse. Hope to God I'm just losing my shit. There's no excuse for a boat. Just Come on. Oh, shit. Come on. Come on. Those are the ones. They took Lynn. I'm close. I'm almost there, Lynn. Cult monks are dead. Those good Christians. Because God said she had to die. The heretics, they want her to have the baby. Despite God. What do they do when there's no baby? I have to... Jesus. Lynn. I'm coming. God.
Alright, so here we are gonna lose the raft for the first time. You can't do much about it at all, but even though this part is still really easy, and just this part with the raft is just so boring and I don't have much to say about it, but this part right here, just crawl under this log. You just take a right. Yet again, don't use your battery here. Don't use it. Then stick to the ledge. Now you are not in a hurry here yet, but you have to walk over this log, and with the other logs in this game, the hitbox was really big. With this one, it's deceivingly easy to just miss it. So take your time, because it looks big, it's not. You can fall off here really easy. You see, I also just stopped for a second, just to make sure I didn't fall off. But once you get off the log, you need to hurry, because there are gonna be a bunch of guys here that are gonna run up to you if you're not fast. You see, you can already see them there. But, yeah, I have nothing more to say about this part, so I'm gonna be speaking about the mines once we get there.
There's the mine. Ben, what are they doing to her? I think she's somebody's mother. Call me the father. But I'm not. I don't have it in months. I couldn't be.
Alright, and now we're gonna get to the parts where we are gonna use the camera a bunch. And even though I'm gonna use it, I'm still just gonna flash it. Like, I'm not gonna use it a lot. But basically here, once you get grabbed under the water and just get pulled to the school again, keep flashing your night vision. Not here, but later. This part is very easy, just keep running forward and you should be fine. They're not gonna get you. But here, this part is really hard. The moment you get out of the water, you need to turn around instantly. And you need to orientate yourself. So just flash it. Sometimes I just flash it real quick, because for some reason you can't see the ledge where you need to get out. So yeah, that's why I'm flashing it. And I'm flashing it faster and faster. There it is. That flash, and you can jump up. Now, in this run, I was getting very worried about my battery usage, because I was getting to the halfway battery life, and I did not like that at all. But there's not much you can do about it per se, unless you memorize everything perfectly and you are just a goddamn robot. You are inevitably gonna get to the library with just half a battery. It's fine, but it makes everything much harder. This part, just go to the right immediately and go to that door and open it. Just open it. Nothing is gonna kill you if you just keep playing. And now you're gonna go there, and we're gonna get introduced to the mines. And this is a difficult chapter once you get to it, because this is actually where the main difficulty of the game comes from, because it is buffed in this version of the game, like by a lot. Compared to the pre-patch, there was a part in the pre-patch that was actually way easier. There was 2 guys there in the part with the mines, where you have to push just before the minecart. Well, in this version of the game, they added a 3rd guy. So it is much harder to get through there. And that's actually the main part that I used to be scared of, until I found a strategy from PS4 Trophies, which still works to this day. It's just kind of difficult to learn, but once you learn it, it is really easy to pull off. I found the parts before the actual mines are harder than everything in the mines, in my opinion. So there are a couple parts in the mines which are hard, but there are a couple parts in this part that are harder. Just walk down here, go to that door. There is nothing that's gonna chase you here, so yet again, don't use your night vision too much. I used it here a bit. Just flash it only. You see, I used it for a moment here. Okay, I'm about to pull up my camera. Like right here, yeah. Because I'm an idiot. And I'm still going the wrong way. But yeah, I still have like over half a battery, which is good. Because this is actually the part that's hard, and you want to try and avoid using the battery as much as you can. Which is not only stressful, but also difficult. Especially if you don't know where you're going, like me. So, whenever you use it here, just flash it. Don't keep it on constantly, just keep flashing. And keep walking.
Get her back.
because it will still save battery. So even if you use it, just try to save it as much as possible, because there are some really hard parts in this game that are coming up right now.
We have to leave.
Now I'm speaking about the maze. That's after this school chapter. Not this school chapter, but after it. This is not the chapter that's hard. Because this is the part with the computers, and it's kinda creepy. Still kinda creeps me out sometimes, even though I know what's coming up, it's still creepy. People. Just interact with the computer here. There's a recording here, by the way, once you get off of this computer, if you want to get it. But then yet again, this is a speedrun and not a collectible guide. And I don't think I will be making a collectible guide, to be honest. I'm not doing that. There are a total of 105 collectibles here in this game. And I don't feel like going through that. I've gotten them, so I will just link the video of PS4 trophies in the description of his collectible guide, because that one is still correct. And, yeah, so basically just keep running here. Nothing is gonna get you. Apart from this part, actually, you might want to walk backwards here. A little bit easier. I always find it more comfortable just doing it like that, just walking backwards to the enemy to spawn it and just keep running. It is for me a little bit comfortable, I will say. I like it more doing it. Here you're gonna get grabbed by his big tongue again, or tentacle, I don't know what the fuck it is. And don't press the B button here, because Blake will come up automatically. Now this part is hard. Here is gonna start. Here is where it's gonna be the difficulty, where it's gonna get harder, much harder actually. Now here, there are gonna be two heretics here. Crawl under here. Stop halfway and go back. That guy is gonna jump down there. Oh my god, we're gonna go to this door, because this moron is blind. So that first guy is gonna crawl under there, and the second guy is gonna bust through this door. The moment he busts through the door, I'm gonna go behind his back and go up the stairs. That's why I have my camera out, because you need to use it here. I mean, you don't need to if you know it, but I still like using it because there's a little gap that I still kind of miss sometimes. Like right here, there's a gap that I always miss, like right there. And now here, this is important. Once you get through this little thing, just walk. Recharge your stamina a bit and then run. If you don't do this, you get exhausted on the second stairs, pair of stairs, and they will catch up to you and they'll kill you. So be careful with this. Don't get caught up to anything. Just run. You just keep sprinting. If you get exhausted right here, doesn't matter. Keep sprinting. If you waited there a little bit, you should be fine here. And from here, you're good. Now, I would recommend going to the right, to the left of this thing. It only requires you to push it once. If you go to the right, you need to push it twice. So, but now one of the hardest parts of the entire game is coming up, and it is the part where we have been sparing our battery for a lot. And you can guess it, it's the library. Now the library is something. It is kind of difficult, but also not really, because the demon is not that fast as you think it is. But it's still very easy to confuse where you're going. So be prepared for just practice the maze a lot. You need to practice it basically. Go to the right here. You can't open that door, and I went too far. And sorry about the audio quality of this video. It's really hard to fix it because it was the video was basically going faster than the audio. So I had to cut the audio and just replace it. You know how it is. But here I actually took a little bit of a breath for the hardest part of the entire game. The most stressful part of the entire game, I will say. But basically, just keep walking, because you can't be exhausted here. If you're exhausted here, you're dead. So we're gonna spawn the demon. We are gonna be flashing the camera, and I actually went the wrong way here. You see? Dead end. And he is not that fast, so I'm lucky here. But keep flashing the camera here. Don't use it too much. And here, wait a second. And then spawn him there. And then you go here. You're gonna wait until you see him. And then you're gonna loop him and go here. And then turn off your camera. And then go up here. That is basically how you do the maze. It's just practice it, really. Just practice it and you will be fine. Now in that room right there, there's a bandage if you need it. I don't need it. I just keep running here. And for this part right here, if you are going there, you need to be walking backwards. Because this is really tight, this part. It's a very tight chase scene. Like, if you take the time to turn around, you're not fast enough sometimes, if you don't do it correctly. Use the night vision for a moment here, for the table, and you should be good. So yeah, that's the maze. This part I have nothing much to say about, actually. This part's pretty easy. It's still stressful though, don't get me wrong. Like, being into the run for like 2 hours now is really stressful. So don't get me wrong. And yeah, you're not chased here, by the way. I just needed the camera to find where I needed to go because I sometimes get confused. You need to go there. Once you go through here, there's gonna be like an how do I call it? Like an invisible timer that's gonna start counting down once you open the gate. Like once you open this door, there's gonna be a timer running. Like you can't see it, but basically, if you take too long, the heretic will start jumping down here, and you're just dead. Which happened to me in this run almost, because I missed the jump. See? One jump down there and I messed up my jump. So, jump up here and I get hit here. Now, I didn't even hesitate and I just started healing myself immediately. If I didn't, I would have died here. Because I know they don't chase you, but this jump is impossible to make without in the bleeding state. It would kill you. Sometimes. And for some reason you can see a guy walk there. I don't know why. Because that's also different from the pre-patch version. In the pre-patch, you were being chased here. In post-patch, you're not. I don't know why they did that. I'm kind of glad they did that though. But here is, in my opinion, one of the... I don't want to say it's the hardest part anymore because it did got nerfed, but the timing here is still pretty strict. You need to keep running here immediately. He is like right on your ass. And funnily enough, you don't even need the night vision here, but you need the camera. But because for some reason, if you have your camera on here, it is more bright. For some reason, you saw that when I put down the camera, it was darker. I don't know why. And don't miss the square your button there. And here is where the biggest difference from pre-patch and post-patch come in. You don't have to wait here anymore. Just recharge your stamina here. Wait a bit and enjoy his little song. And then just open the door and you'll be good to go because he despawns for some reason. You see? Bam, and he's gone. In pre-patch, you would be dead there if you do that. He will run up to you and you'll be dead. Because you would be chased here in the pre-patch version. So it's very important that you are watching the correct walkthrough for the correct version of this game, because this game has been patched like so many times. Use your night vision here a bit, because there's a little trash can there that I don't like. Because I'm not sure if he chases you here, but I just didn't want to take the risk, you know. And here is the first potential of a game crash. Once you jump out this window, if you look around and move at the same time, the game will freeze. So keep your head still in this part. Just keep staring at the wall. You should be good. If you look around, the game will freeze and you're gonna get pissed because the game will crash. This part right here, it's just learning it, I guess. It's not that bad, just practice it on nightmare difficulty. And actually the pre-patch version, I'm not sure, but I think there's only one person that has done the pre-patch version from start to finish. It was like that unfair. And but this part is actually kind of hard. Turn around and there's gonna be 2 holes. Take the last one, because in the middle there's a guy there, and if you take the first hole he will kill you. I just crawl up here, and I'm not using the camera here anymore, and you shouldn't be using it here because this part is really easy. It's nerve-wracking, I know, but it's not hard. It's just nerve-wracking. So crawl up here, and this is probably the part that's the most difficult for a lot of people. But for some reason, the chasing here, if you get exhausted, your sprinting time is secretly buffed here. So just keep walking, and once that thing hits it, just spam your sprint button, because there's going to be 5 heretics that are going to be chasing you here. You have to keep running. You're just going to keep sprinting. Go under there. Make sure you don't get stuck on anything, because they are like right on your ass right there. But you're going to notice that you're going to become exhausted here. It doesn't matter. You're going to keep running. Jump down here. You see, I'm completely exhausted here. I can't run anymore. That doesn't matter. We're gonna keep running. Because here, you can run faster with exhaust if you're being exhausted for some reason. So keep running. It's literally the only way of doing this part. And, once you get here, you're fine. Now you're just going down.
I can still save her. Jess. Lynn. Her name is Lynn.
Alright, once you jumped out of the elevator right here, you're in the mines right now. Congratulations, you made it. Now, I hope you have at least little more than a quarter of battery here, because you're gonna need every single bar of it. So, in the parts where you're not being chased, don't use it at all, because you are gonna need it. Walk backwards to a part, whatever you prefer doing it to navigate, but just don't use it if it's not necessary. Because basically from here out there are gonna be 4 parts that requires your camera. And those parts are the parts with Val, for the most part. The rest is not that bad. Oh yeah, and by the way, make sure you just go down with the ladder here. Don't drop down here because there's a heretic here, and if you jump down here, he will kill you. So that's funny. This part here is actually really different compared to the pre-patch version. In the pre-patch version, the part that's coming up, the first part where you need your night vision, is different. It's harder. It's much harder. Because they added a guy there. I'm not sure why they did it, but it makes the part very hard, and it requires a weird strategy for it to be consistent. So first we're gonna open this door, and there's gonna be a guy there. He's gonna jump down. So I'm gonna walk back a bit. And once he's gone, we're gonna prepare for this part. You see that crack in the wall? We're gonna be running twice in there. We're gonna open this door. And now I'm gonna run to the part where the guys are. Then I'm basically gonna look backwards until they spawn. And then I'm just gonna... We're gonna run to the crack in that wall that I showed you. Because that guy is right there. So we're gonna start running. Now, this part, it's actually very hard to cut up to anything, so don't use your camera. Now here, we're gonna go to the crack. This is crack run number 1. He's gonna pull me out, that's normal. We're gonna run into this door. You don't need to close it, but you just need to go in here. Then he's gonna spot you again. We're gonna do crack run number 2. And for some reason it gets rid of the 3rd guy in that hallway. I don't know why it is like that. It probably is because you're in there and the guy gets spawned behind you somehow. But it works every time for me. So make sure you keep sprinting there, because if that guy keeps following you here, you're dead. So just push this card away. But yeah, the mines are pretty much the part that stressed me out the most with the 1 battery challenge. And I will say it's not the hardest thing, this challenge, but it's just the fact that you're doing it on a permanent death run makes it so much harder and stressful. Because if you mess it up, it's over.
You've done something.
So you don't want to mess up. I used a little bit of camera juice there because I need to find the hole. Basically, in this one, you're just gonna keep crawling to the light. You don't need the camera at all. Just don't use it because it's not necessary. Because yet again, the game auto-corrects you in going the right way. You see, there's the light. And we're gonna have a massive set of stairs right here. Like a stupid amount of it. I don't know why. Just keep running down those stairs. Keep running down the stairs. Keep running down those stairs. And then there's a door in front of you. And there is a pair of skeletons there that I'm not going to be showing you on the video. And here it's pretty easy to go the wrong way. And I actually realized that, and I used the night vision a bit, because I'm a moron. Alright. Now this part is basically, from here there are 2 parts here, where you have to use the battery. You have no choice. You need to use it. So basically, you're being chased here right now. And I say, practice this a lot. You need to practice this. Because if you get caught up to something, you're dead. Because Val is one of those enemies that can one-hit you. And here's the next section with the 2 power switches. If Val sees you here, you're pretty much dead because you are faster than her. But you gotta take into account that she can run forever and you can't. So be careful here. Because if she spots you, you're dead. Basically. But if you're fast enough, you can run up to this first switch immediately. And I actually played it pretty ballsy here, because I just waited for her to come out here and just walk immediately to the other one. Because I know she is gonna walk there, yeah. Okay, so I come up immediately and I just book it to the other one. Because this part, it's not hard, it's just very stressful. Keep flashing a light. And do this. Now, you can do 2 things here. You can or just run immediately back and hope you're faster than Val. I did not feel like taking that risk, so I'm gonna be waiting here for a while. Until I see her coming back, because she will come back here. There she is. And it's a little random where she goes, but most of the time she goes into the straight line there. And I actually almost messed this part up a bit. Because I waited too long. But yeah, so I was very nervous here, which is kinda understandable if you play this on insane difficulty for like 2 hours straight, because now you're almost at the 2-hour mark. So I'm waiting here in the dark again until I see her torch, and I'm gonna try and attempt it again. Because if I took the risk and walked behind her, there is a possibility for her to hear me and turn around and kill me. Because remember, she can one-hit you. So just be patient and wait. Just wait the whole time. It's not worth it. Risking it. Don't do it. So she's gonna come back here again. And now I'm already... You can move underwater if you didn't know. So I'm just moving already through the opening. And once she's far enough away, I'm just gonna book it. Like, I thought, okay, screw it. We're going. So we're going here. And I'm very worried about my battery. Because I had like a couple bars left. And there is still one more part that is difficult. That's probably the reason why the 1 battery challenge is so hard as it is. Because the next section, where we're gonna get to after this minecart, is a crawling chase scene where it's not automated. I mean, it's kind of, but you can get stuck on something, and if you get stuck on something once, you're dead. So
What did you do to her?
it is really hard, and you need your battery.
Can't keep a secret.
And I was getting really nervous for that part from here now. And by the way, don't run into that minecart, because it can damage you. It can even kill you, funnily enough, if it's moving. So stay away from it once it's moving. Yeah, I don't have much to say about these parts. Like, I don't really know what to say. I really wanted to make a walkthrough video for this game because, you know, it's not an easy game at all. But here we're gonna go down again, even further. Now, here we're gonna fall down because the ladder is broken, and I don't understand how, but it is. But now we are getting into the hardest part of the mines, in my opinion.
God doesn't love you.
This is the
my
part where
God.
you need the most of your battery. It's not even the library for me. This is the hardest part. And you see, I keep flashing it. Like really quickly, because I know there's one more part after this. So keep flashing it. Just doesn't matter. Keep flashing it. Don't use it the whole time. And here you can get caught up to something. Don't use it here. I still used it because I got really scared. Because the thing is, this game is not scary, but just the pressure of potentially losing a run to this part is insanely scary. And especially this, like this is such a mod decision to make this here. It's like so nasty. You're gonna drop down into the water with possibly parasites. And you're gonna hear heretics falling down here. Yet again, if they spot you, you're dead. Because you can't just keep jumping into the water like OUTLAST 1, where you can cheese it a bit. So you can play it safe here and just walk up to it. So you have stamina. In case they do spot you, you can just run away. But you can also play it risky and keep sprinting through here and just hope they don't see you. I did not feel like using that. So you see, I have 2 more bars left in the battery. So, and you're gonna get to see the result of that in a minute. Because there's one more chase scene left. And I almost messed up the run. And I almost got a heart attack from it. In this part. This is kind of a really annoying part. Like I just couldn't see jack shit here. Like this part is just kind of mean. Like you need to balance yourself out on a piece of wood. And thankfully if you fall you don't die if you're on the lowest part of it. However, if you're on the highest part of it, you do die. So be careful. You see, I have 1 more bar left in my battery. I don't want to use it. And I actually jumped at the wrong time there and I didn't fell off, which is kind of an achievement on its own. Keep just jumping up. And don't go that way, you need to go this way. And this, I should not, I have 1 more bar left in my battery now. That bar is not enough for the final part. It's not a hard part per se, but it's stupid easy to mess it up. And from here there's no commentary needed, so you will hear me at the next part.
Generous of you, Blake. Help me make this right. He's come. Fruit of your lust. Your child. Your father. The Christ we deserve.
God.
Watch.
Lynn!
Blake, oh my God!
Lynn!
Ray, help me!
Lynn! I'm here!
Oh, God!
So much.
No! Lynn!
Haha, I'm beating you.
Get off. Get off me.
You have to tell me.
Get off of me.
Not unless you answer.
No.
Fine. Then you have to give up. If you say I win, I'll let you up.
Okay.
You have to say it.
You win, okay?
You're such a pushover, Blake. I don't know why you have to be so precious about it.
Did Lynn ask you to ask me?
I asked first. So,
I don't know.
nerd,
Shut up.
you are.
She said to ask, didn't she?
Maybe. I don't know. I just wanted to know.
You're a nerd too.
I know. You think your parents are home yet?
No, usually not until after dinner.
You think I could come over?
Yeah, sure. Why?
Why what?
Like, why do you want to come over?
I don't know.
What don't you know, Jessica?
Oh, sorry.
What are the two of you doing in here?
I'm sorry, Father Loudermilk.
We stayed after school for journal? You were just leaving.
Let's step back into class, please.
Blake?
You're not in trouble yet, Blake. You don't want to get in trouble, do you?
Just stay with me.
I want you two to tell me what you were doing in here. Were you misbehaving? Do I need to call your parents? Jessica, do I need to call your father again?
No, please.
I only want us to be friends. Nobody's in trouble yet. Does one of you think you can make this right? Jessica? Jessica, look at me. Will you pray with me? Will you help me make this right? Why don't you go along home, Blake?
Don't go.
Did I interrupt something between you two?
It wasn't like that.
Then what did you want? You won't say? You know, shame is a gift from God to let you know right from wrong. And what you want is very wrong. Go home and pray.
Stay. I want you to stay.
Blake, please. This is awkward enough. Nothing's the matter, but I need you to leave us.
Don't.
Everything's okay. You can leave, young man. Walk away. I don't know what you think you saw.
Alright, so now that cutscene is out of the way, you're gonna see the final chase scene that I almost messed up. You see, I used the camera here. You see, it gave me one more flash, and it died. The battery's dead, and I get stuck here. And the only reason why I noticed where to go was because of the flashlight of the enemies. That's the only reason. And even though you can still see something without the battery, it's much harder. But it's still easy to detect light from far away with it, so it's still worth using it. But now you will see why I didn't pick up batteries, because with the battery in your pocket, the game will automatically show up the button to change the battery. So yeah,
Fuck! Lynn!
and pretty much it for the commentary. There's one more part. I will
How?
speak there again.
I don't want to die here. I don't want our baby to die here.
I won't let them kill you. We have to get out of here.
What the fuck?
We have to find shelter.
As far from those places we can get.
Yeah.
Oh. Down here. We have to get inside before the baby comes.
It's too dangerous. You can't.
We can't stay out here. Help me down, please, Blake.
Okay. Jesus. Be careful. Fuck! Lynn! You okay? I'm coming down.
It hurts.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so this is the last encounter with Marta. Although she's very slow here, don't underestimate her.
Back here.
Because if you go too fast here, she can actually just cut you off. So you need to wait for a second.
Okay, I just...
You need to wait for her to actually start chasing you.
Shit! Come on!
So yeah, that makes it kind of difficult. And really stressful actually, because knowing that this is the last part, it is incredibly stressful.
Jesus Christ,
But just basically just follow the obvious route. You'll be good every time.
something's wrong.
Like I've tested it, and Marta is just walking after you. She's not even running. Tested it, so you can test it yourself, but you have a lot of room for error. And once you get to here, you're fine. And yeah, from here it's the ending of the game. So I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and please leave a like and subscribe, please. It's like you don't have to, but just please show me some support for this, because this thing took me 2 years to do. And I really hope this walkthrough was helpful for you. And yeah, I see you in the next video. Enjoy the ending of the game.
And fuck your god! Getting worse.
Hurry. We'll find shelter.
It's like the whole world burst. Oh, shit! Blake!
Is it the baby?
Yeah, she's coming soon!
There! The chapel! We can take shelter!
It's cold.
Keep moving.
Jesus!
Fuck! The storm's getting
to get inside!
Oh, shit! Shit, shit, shit! Oh,
You need to lie down.
I can't do this!
You can! You can do this!
Oh, God! Something's wrong.
Just keep breathing.
It feels like something's wrong. Ah! It hurts too much.
I know, baby, I know. But you can do this, okay? Just keep breathing.
Oh, fuck! Fuck! Ah! Oh, God! Oh, God!
Keep breathing.
It's
Just
killing
push.
me! Ah!
Lynn!
There's nothing there.
Oh, Jesus God! Lynn! 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 No. Lynn! No. Lynn! Ah! No! Ah!
So, Lynn said you haven't even kissed her yet.
What?
Like in Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, you mean drama. The play. We're saving for the, actual night.
Uh-huh.
We are.
Okay.
We, cheek kiss.
So, is she your girlfriend? Tell me, or else.
Or else what? Stop it, get up.
I got you again.
That's the child, isn't it? My God. I've taken care of my children. But yours... I am powerless again. The child's too strong already. You've murdered paradise. God has gone silent. Since the storm, the birth. Who will he have if he destroys us all? Who will he have left to punish? I killed my children. All of them. Every last one. There's no more perfect faith than that. And still, God is silent. Kill that child if you can. If you love anything at all, crush its skull under your heel. I know God doesn't hear dead men, but I expect he answers them.
try to find me.
Over here. This way, Blake.
Don't worry. I'll never let you go. You never let me go. Now the light has gone away. Savior, listen while I pray, begging thee to watch and keep, and send me quietly to sleep. Watchful Savior, wash away all I've been wrong today. Help me every day to be gentle, gentle, more like thee.